Here we have a 2003 BMW 650i. Came in for, I guess, complete body restoration. Everywhere you see the gray, there's been little nicks and scratches and stuff, so we have treated them with this putty right here. This thing dries very quickly, and scuff it up, sanded it down, and hit it with low primer. And the whole car has been DA'd with
220 to 800.
220 all the way down to 800 grade paper. Once that is done, well, we'll finish repairing all this lower area. Something funky happened right here with the mirror. With this area right here, don't know, it was all bubbly up, the plastic. So trying to work that in, fill that in, and then smooth that out. And once that's done and all of this is done, we're gonna hit this with some one or two coats, two coats of base coat, and then clear coat the whole job. The wheels has already been done in the gray. What color gray was this? Mineral gray. Well, it's kind of dirty now, but when it's cleaned up, it came out real nice.
But the calipers yellow, got the calipers.
And the calipers will be painted also, and the rotors. Just putting a little spot putty on these little areas here. And a little imperfection. Try to cover it with a couple of coats of thick, some primer. Filler. Didn't work. This right here is a solution of soap, water, and alcohol. And that helps, I guess, the soap cleans, and so does the alcohol. Any grease, oil and stuff, the alcohol will help get that out along with the soap. I don't know if you heard that compressor running.
What's that, rubbing alcohol?
Yeah, rubbing alcohol. Soap. Back in the day, I always used just soap and water. But I guess this is something new people are using today. I don't paint anymore. Do a little bit, beginning to do a little bit here and there, but this is my son's project. And he's new at it too, but he's doing a great job for a beginner. So far, he hasn't done a full paint job on the car, but he's done sections and wheels, and it's better than I was doing it back in the day. Okay. That's about ready. It's actually a round block when you're doing corners like this. But
You want the round?
yeah, sometimes I get a little lazy to go keep switching back and forth. This is what you use for.
Gloves also?
Say that again?
So you like the gloves?
Well, you can bring a pair. You can bring a pair.
So the round thing is for getting corners and
Yes,
stuff.
when you had not corners, but when you had curves like that in the body. Thanks.
Just taking up the rubber, the paint on the rubber.
I wouldn't even worry about that. Paint it just like that, and then use something like that and just scrape the paint off of it. Because it's such a little area. Even like up in here too. Needs a little bit more tape. It's better to put more tape on, then you can trim it off with the blade than to try and catch it just right. just turn these down. And I put a piece of paper, I lay on top, and it should stick. A little easier up in tight areas like that for me. went around and did some spot painting, and after the spot painting, once that tack up a little bit, you're gonna put a couple of coats on the whole car. But there's an area over around that side on the mirror that we have done. Right around here. I'm not happy with that, so once that dry, I'll have to scuff it up a little and shoot another coat or two on that and see how it come out before we do the whole car. You don't have a clue what happened right here. Some kind of reaction between the paints. There was no body work done on this area. The original paint looked good. And first, second coat of the new paint on this, walk back around the car, and this is what we found. So I'm going to have to get rid of all of this and see what I need to do to correct it. And this is right down. This is some kind of treatment, primer sealer or something underneath the original paint. This wasn't there when he started the job, so this was under the original stuff. Some 120 or something real quickly. And feather out the edges and see what we have to do next. Try to feather it. Yeah, it's feeling all right. This is all right. This is not. All of this is not. So I'm thinking it's going up in here. I decided to take all that spot putty off that I put on yesterday because I wasn't happy with it. And as it says, spot putty, not meant for a job this size. So I ended up using Evercoat on here. It's called, it's not called Evercoat. Actually, this is a 3M called Finishing Glaze that I use on here. And I'm gonna shoot a coat of primer on here. See how that come out. So do a little bit more here to work this edge along here. It's a little bit flat in here. This whole area here, after putting the base coat on, and after a few minutes, this whole area started bubbling up. As a result, this is what came off when I scraped it off. And it was due to some body work that was previously done underneath here on this area. And I don't know why the paint reacted with that, but some contamination or incompatibility in the material caused this area to bubble. I had to scrape it off, put some body glaze on here, this 3M body glaze on here, and then I actually scraped it with a razor blade to get it a little smoother, to get the high spot down, and then I move on to hitting it lightly with DA 220, very lightly, and then I blocked it down with 220, and now shot some primer on it. And now I'm gonna the primer, I already hit that with some 220 paper. I'm gonna hit it again with some more using this. I cannot find mine. We're two working here. My son is not here right now, so I don't know what happened to the soft block I had. So I'm gonna use some of this here with the paper and just block it lightly with 220 again. Try and get this edge in nicely. And once that's done, I'm gonna go to 800. Don't have any 600 left. And today is Sunday and I don't feel like running out to any of the local places. So I'm just gonna hit it with some 600 after this 220. I'm sorry, with 800. And it feels nice. Right, here we go. Nice and smooth, just like a newborn baby. Get this edge right up in here. All right, now I'm gonna wipe it down some Prep-Sol, tack it down. I have to blow off the whole car, clean off the whole car. First I'm gonna vacuum all this out. I don't want to blow it or sweep it. I'm gonna vacuum all this mess up, clean this area, and then I will do the base coat. No, I'll leave the base coat. My son comes from work, he will do the base coat and then the clear coat over the whole thing. I also did this area that we're having problem with. Somebody had tried to, there was a line right about here. Somebody had done some repair on it, but no matter what we did, it showed up. So I had to DA that whole area, and then did some little glazing on that and primed it. just gonna use chop towel right now to wipe this down. After much hoo-ha, all the little imperfections, issues that was going on have been solved. The base coat is on now. Remember this area down here that was all jacked up? And now he's about to shoot some clear coat. The first coat gonna be mixed. We're gonna mix 50-50 with the base coat and shoot the problem areas again with that, each section. Folks, this is the day after all the clear coat on and everything done. Little dirt in the paint, but you know, we'll get that out after sanding and buffing. And as we build our makeshift paint booth, it's not completed yet. And that's why we got a little bit of this stuff in. We don't have a door on it yet, and don't have the proper drafting of air in here. I think it came out pretty good. This is my son's first full paint job. And he's a beginner, self-taught, with a little bit of instruction by me. So I'm quite proud of him. Why detailing, why buffing this car out? Along the edge here, the paint was burnt, and over on this side also, this low here was burnt, so these areas were scuffed up, shot a little black, base coat on it, and then cleared this area. So once it's thoroughly dry, we're gonna scuff it up and then finish the buffing process. He had new rotors put on here, right on the car. The hub of the rotor is painted black, and he wanted also his calipers to be painted yellow. Of course, when you do that, you need to use high temperature paint.